In this question, you're told that circle ABC with radius A, B, C with the ratio of, or with the radius of 14, and the ratio of the angles A, B, and C when you create this triangle is 2 times some multiplier for A, B is 3 times that same multiplier, and C is 5 times that same multiplier. And when you look at these and you want to find the area of this, what we can do first is figure out what the angle measures are. So if we know that we have a ratio of 2 to 3 to 5, we can use that part to part to part ratio, add all these individual parts. 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 5 is 10. And so you know that each one of these is that fraction over 10 of the whole thing. Well, this is telling us that C is half of the angle, which means C is going to be a 90-degree angle. Well, that tells us something about this figure. If angle C is 90 degrees, right here, then that means that we are inscribing this right triangle in a semicircle. So we know that side AB has to be a diameter. So if the radius is 14, that means that this total length here is going to be twice that, the diameter of 28. And we can go ahead and calculate these other angle measures. So if you took 2/10 of the whole angle 180, 10 goes into 180, 18 times 2 gives us 36 degrees for angle A, and then B is going to be 3/10 of 180. Once again, the 10s cancel. 18 times 3 gives us 54. So those are the angle measures that we're looking at. And so we know that this whole length here is 28. So if we want to find the area for this right triangle, one leg is the base of a right triangle, the other leg's going to be the height. And so our area formula is going to be calculated as 1/2 base times height. And in order to solve for the base, we need to write a trig ratio that relates either of the angles that we have. So I'm going to use angle 36. B is the leg opposite that. 28 is the hypotenuse. So the trig ratio that relates opposite and hypotenuse is the sine ratio. So we can say that the sine of 36 degrees is equal to B over 28. If we solve for B, multiply both sides by 28. Here is our B value. So we could substitute 28 times the sine of 36 degrees for B. And we can do the exact same thing for H. If we use the same angle, 36, and H is the adjacent leg, 28 is the hypotenuse. Adjacent and hypotenuse are related by the cosine ratio. So the cosine of 36 degrees is equal to adjacent H over hypotenuse 28. Multiply both sides by 28, and we get our H value, which can substitute in 28 times the cosine of 36 degrees. So all we have to do now is perform the calculations here. We get 0.5 times 28 times the sine of 36 times 28 times cosine of 36. I've entered a decimal in my calculation, so my display will be a decimal. So I get 186.4 as my solution. It's also an area, so it's square centimeters.